Hello, hello. Welcome to Unapologetically Wild with me, Kadi Sonntag. Now, today we're going to get a little bit woo. So my woo-woo friends, those of you who are new to woo-woo, anyone who's on the woo-woo path. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that you believe that there is something out there. Could be your spirits from your ancestors. It could be your intuition telling you when to do things, tapping in. Could be as far as being galactic and aliens and all the things, right? There's a big scale when it comes to woo-woo or what that means. Some people, would add in like believing in astrology and energy and all these different pieces. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because those of you that follow along on my social media, you will know that on the weekend, I ran an incredible workshop around spirit guides, light language, light codes. Now, if you've never really heard me talk about this, let's start with energy. I love this analogy or way to think of energy that came from a friend of mine when I first ever was learning Reiki. And it was, you have the internet, right? So we all have the internet. We all have our phone, this bad boy that we have. We have our internet right now. We're attached. We can't see anything. Yet we're on the internet, right? We're online. We can search things and we can do all these things, but we can't actually see the connection. And I think energy is exactly the same. You think about it in your daily life. There's sometimes when you have more energy and things that actually light you up and give you energy that you're like, oh my gosh, I want more of this because it totally lights me up. And then there's things that you do that drain you, that make you really tired and all of these pieces. And the best thing about being a spiritual woo-woo girly is that I get to teach this in such a way that helps people lead their life differently. Because let's be honest, we want more of what gives us energy, not of what takes away from our energy. That's what we're all craving, is the ability to feel like we're energized by our life and how that energy affects us and helps us move in alignment of what we actually are here to do. I loved the weekend. Now, we all know that I absolutely love being on stages. The more stages I can get on and in front of people, the better. And it came from my biggest fear as a child of public speaking, which, wild when I think back, lots of people that knew me back then are also like, holy crap, you've come a long way. And the piece to this that I loved is I got up in front of 22 people, most beautiful people. Now, this is thanks to, shout out to Newcastle Spiritualist Church. If you haven't been, go check it out if you're in Newcastle. Amazing space with incredible people who are so open to wherever you're at on your spiritual journey. They have meditations and they have a Sunday service, and I've spoken multiple times at their Sunday service. And I'm super grateful for that because, of course, if we think about the cosmic and events and that got me to that church. I moved in here, my beautiful neighbor, worked with a lady who has been in that spiritualist church for 35 years. And as soon as we met and she realized what I did, she was like, you should go and speak at the church because they have guest speakers on a Sunday. Beautiful. They have mediums, they have psychics, they have healers, they have all of the people, right? And I was so excited. I remember going really nervous though, to be honest, because when you're in a new space, you're not really sure, especially sharing a gift like light language. Not everybody's open to it. And I'm completely okay with that. Everything in our life gets to be where we're at or what we want to follow, right? What works for us. Some people don't like it or don't resonate with it, which is beautiful. Some people do. And I have never done it to a big group. And I remember being quite nervous and having someone stare at me while I was doing it. Also very strange. Normally when I'm doing healings, someone's on the table with their eyes closed, right? They're not watching me. I've had people like take photos and film and things, but I'm not really paying much attention. But this was like 40 people or so in a room that are staring straight at me when I was speaking on a Sunday. And you don't know who's coming to that Sunday service, right? It was amazing. The first time, nerve-wracking, did a great job, loved it, had really good feedback. Got a couple of clients from it, which was really lovely. It's really nice when you go out into the world and you meet the people that need you. Because here's the thing in business, when you're putting your gifts out there, you are putting them out there so other people who have been searching for you specifically, they may not have known it's you, but they resonate with your story or they require the activation you can give them. It's really beautiful when you meet that person, you get to help them and serve them on their journey. And I was so blessed that that happened that first time. Then I got to run a workshop there, which was so incredible and was what happened on Saturday. We had 20 people booked in and 2 people that showed up on the day, which was amazing. And it was such an incredible thing. Now, when I am in my energy, I mean, you will have seen it, but there's a whole different thing when I'm facilitating. And to be able to hold that energy and to do a healing on them and to activate them in their gifts and to be with them and play energy games and all these things. Like, my favorite part about facilitation is I have a plan and then you get to go with the way the energy flows in the room. And it's such a beautiful flow. There were times when my spirit guides were coming down, they're like, we have to go now, like now. And I remember doing the light codes healing and I said, if you want to watch me and open your eyes, if you're curious of what it looks like, you know, some of these people are healers. They just don't do light language or have light codes. And they got to like cheekily open their eye to have a quick look. And here's the thing, right? When I'm facilitating, it's not just me. There's a whole army of spirit guides in the room who are mine, linked to me in my lineage and what I get to serve and who I get to support. And what I loved is when people trusted themselves enough that one of them was like, when we went around the room at the start, he said he saw it, knew that he had to bought a ticket and then just turned up. Like, had no idea why. And this is what I love about spiritual people is the connectedness of how they know that they're meant to be there and they just follow it. Like, trusting divinely is such a beautiful gift. And why I think it's so amazing that he, of course, did that and that happened was I was like, it took me years to trust in my gifts and to put them in the world and feel safe enough to be seen in them. And to go here and have 22 people wish to receive from me and learn and grow in their spirituality and be so open. It is a real thing to allow yourself to walk into a room and be curious and open. One lady gifted this workshop to another lady who'd never been to the spiritual church in her life, and they were both in the room and they both loved it. And this is what I absolutely love about spirituality. It was learning that energy is so powerful. When we direct our energy somewhere, we actually were able to direct someone to something that they had put there. Like, the energy of a room, people like, I can feel it, the shift, what's happening. They're like, things are happening in my body. I see, one lady saw a priestess in front of her and it was just this most beautiful experience. And there was like more to be had and more to be seen through allowing themselves to be open to the guidance of spirits, of their ancestors, of who needed to be there for them. Sometimes it is someone from their past that they needed a message from. Sometimes it is something that they've been trying to work out mentally and in the 3D, which can't be worked out here. And I love the fact that there's the 3 planes. There's the body, the physical plane, the mental plane, then there's the spiritual plane, and you could put the emotional plane on another one, but those are the 3 that I like to work through. And I think when you're stuck in one, because when I'm stuck in the mental plane, if I get into the body, I start to feel, what is it telling me? What am I missing mentally? And then if I need guidance, I go to the spiritual plane. And so I move through the 3 planes all the time because I believe that's the balance. And with those 3 planes, I got to show them the spiritual plane and let them be up with their higher self and their spirit guides and feel them. Some people feel it. Some people see pictures. Some people hear voices or drop-ins, downloads, whatever you want to call them. Here's the other thing. With spirituality, there are some people that preach that there is one particular way, and that's completely fine. I've opened to the fact that there are many different ways you can receive, and you get to speak to your spirit guides all the time, and you're always coding when you're in places. Whether you're in music, whether you use your voice, you're always coding from the earth. Beautiful Mama Gaia, she's always giving you codes, and if you allow yourself to receive them. And you get to share those codes with the world, which can have healing benefits for people everywhere. Or they can just be what someone needed to hear. And the prime example, have you ever walked up to someone and there's been something you've been searching for or an answer, and then all of a sudden that person, without even knowing you or knowing anything about what you're thinking, gives you that answer, and it feels like, holy crap, they just spoke to me in exactly what I needed. Can be a real out-of-body experience. It happens to me all the time. The amount of times I've asked my spirit guides, the other day, I said, give me a sign of if I should stay in this house or here. Literally 2 seconds later, an email came in and sent me a lease to sign back on to be in this house for longer. You can't make this shit up. And it is guiding you all the time. And one of the most beautiful things that I feel like I get to keep learning is the universe and your spirit guides are working for you all the time. Even when you think, being a mad control freak over here, you can control it, not a thing. I had no idea that meeting this woman that I live next door to would lead me to going to a spiritualist church, being a speaker, and then running a workshop, which had such great success. And I got to meet some really incredible people and talk to them about their spiritual journey, especially when my journey has been so beautiful in spirituality. And I got to find out that when I was a kid, my mom, when they worked in the restaurant, they would turn off the baby monitor, right? Because you don't really want to hear a screaming child while you're working a shift downstairs. And when she would turn it back on, I would make this gurgling sound. Now, this sound was the sound I would make when somebody was putting me to sleep, patting me to sleep. And I'd be making the sound, and spirits were always looking out for me, right? Always putting me to sleep, looking after me as a kid. I used to see these things and be with it, and there's all this energy, and it was amazing. And then as I got older, I started to shut it down. Yet even when I shut it down, I look back at my life and there's moments where people were brought in at the right time, or something happened, or there were all of these beautiful divine moments. Now, some of them not beautiful, but they were part of my contract, my soul contract coming down here to live in the human experience so that I could experience things that would allow me to then be able to teach this, to be able to come back to my spirituality, allow my beautiful grandmother, to give me the gift of medicine. She is a Maori, she's passed, but she gave me the gifts of her heritage of being a medicine woman, of being a priestess in a tribe. She gifted me so much and was with me all the time. And then my grandma on the other side, who's Scottish, and then there's the fairies, and she gifted me the gifts of being able to sprinkle magic in the world no matter where I am. And I get all these messages for people when I walk into rooms, and sometimes I have to turn them off because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is way too much. This room is too big, right? And the energy I have is there to heal and transmute and do things. And so sometimes when I go to events, I have to be really cautious of my energy and have to protect it deeply Same when I go to the shopping center, same when I go out and about and with people, because if I don't protect that energy and honor it, then I can't do all these beautiful things like be in the world and teach spirituality, teach light codes, how you can code people's DNA to change it so that they can heal and grow and activate in their gifts, and then they can have their gifts put out into the world even deeper. And to share this philosophy and all of these different pieces, like some people believe that, having coffee will stunt your spirituality. Now, I don't personally, and this is one of the things I really like to put out about spirituality. What you believe is what is true. That's life in general, right? Like it's the mind, the body, and in spirituality, what you believe is true. So, if you believe coffee is bad for you and it doesn't allow you to connect with your spirit guides, then it won't. It's going to impede you. And you can have all the beliefs you want. This is the other thing in the workshop. I was like, you get to have all these beliefs. You get to be whoever you want to be spiritually. That's completely up to you. There are so many rules in this world, and I believe that we get to work out what works for us. I mean, some foods work better for some people than others. Some people strive better in different environments. Like there's some people are great in certain environments, some people don't. Some people flourish, some people shrivel down and they, I don't want to say die, but I love that we're trying to connect. Piper has a lot to say. We're trying to connect, apparently. So maybe there was something in that you weren't meant to know. And the beautiful thing is when I connect in with my spirit guides, it also allows me to know that I am going to deliver whatever the person on the other end of this needs. So there's something in you listening to this, and I love that. How beautiful to trust yourself so deeply that you know that your guides are going to come through you and deliver whatever it is for the people in front of you. And here's the best thing about the workshop. It was experimental, and that is how I am. I am an experimental, get yourself dirty in the mud and actually do the thing kind of learner and teacher. And this is why I love workshops, because I actually get to be in the room and the energy with people, and I can see and maneuver and go with where we are. And that's why I love coaching one-on-one as well, because I'm like, we get to sit in, what do you need right now? Like, yes, this is the way we're going to do it, but there is so much more that we get to actually honor in this moment that's going to help both of us. And I find that really beautiful, because it then gets to be an incredible transformation. And that's what it is. Meeting you where you are and allowing you to grow and see different perspective or different way, or trust yourself even deeper. And that is the one thing I find that a lot of people in the spiritual realm, when they first start, a lot of it's more about trusting yourself. I mean, that was me too. When I first started teaching Reiki and I had all these things come through me, at first I struggled to tell the client in front of me, because I was like, I don't know if that's true or if I should tell them, or is that actually a thing? And like some things were like, they're going to have a baby, or like, you know what I mean? Like things that like aren't common knowledge. I don't know this about my clients. I just sit and talk to them for hours finding out their history. And I remember that happened once. So I was like, oh, you're thinking about having a child? And she's like, how do you know that? Nobody knows that. And I was like, the beauty is I don't need to know. I trust in my guides, God, archangels, in like everyone, Hecate, all of these beautiful, I'm going to say spirits that come to me. And sometimes it's actually people's loved ones. Sometimes it's their spirit guides. Sometimes, and there's like, we start with the animals. That's how I started anyway. And I don't know, everyone can be really different here too. I first had animal spirit guides. I had an eagle, and then I had a lion, and then of course I got Piper, and like, well, I had Piper before that, but before I knew I had these, because here's the thing, all of this was still with me. It's just I hadn't reopened myself to it yet and trusted myself with it. And so then we started getting into, I had obviously my grandma's, and I had Maori spirit guides come through, like warriors and like different things like that. And then we moved into a space where, I had more and more of these specific spirit guides and angels and archangels coming through, and then we use them for protection and different things in healing. So I'm talking to them, right? Like in the room, you think of it like an army of guides. I'm literally directing, helping, they're helping me to look after and to support 22 people is a really big energetic output. The only way I can do it is because I have such an incredible spirit team and it is my purpose. And so when you're living your dharma or your purpose or whatever it is for you, it is incredible what is already behind you and supporting you and pushing you forward into this incredible space. And the energy I had was out of this world. And the ability to hold the room, I shocked myself, but I shouldn't be shocked because it's not just me. I have a whole team, a whole army. And it was so beautiful to then speak to each person about what they experienced and what came through for them and how we got to remove and be with old wounds and opening them up and allowing them to move forward. And I was like, make sure you guys all rest. This is a really big day. And I loved it. I loved the fact that I got to share that with them, that they felt called to be in the room and that they got to receive all day for 3 hours. It was amazing. I will not lie to you. The next day for me, I know that I always need time for a break after facilitating. It's a really big thing. And I think everyone does, but it depends how you honor that for yourself. And so I spent the Sunday inside my house with the blinds drawn, all just like cooped up and cuddled and gave myself a rest and a break and a reconnection and a clearing for myself. And I think these are all really important things because you want to keep moving in the world, right? And also go live out what is true for you. I'm so grateful that I got to support these people, and I'm so grateful that this is my journey. And I could not have imagined it. Like, I had no idea. I knew I wanted to be on stage, right? Like, that's the extent of what we know in my brain. That's my vision all the time. And also have my hair done, my beautiful hairdresser today. Went to the hairdressers, got my hair done. Have someone come in and do my makeup, do my hair. That is the dream. We're manifesting that every time I do a podcast, every time I go on stage. And here's the thing. When you hold a dream, when you hold the vision of being on stage, it doesn't matter what stage you're on. The best part is the world gets to show you what that looks like. So far, I've spoken at my primary school or high school, primary school. Like it's K to 12, but I was in high school there. I have spoken on a spiritual stage twice at a spiritualist church and run a workshop there and looking to run another one next year, which is very exciting. So if this excites you and you want to come to Newcastle in February, we're looking at, stay tuned. And then to be on this podcast, like the fact that this has been, I'm going to say 18 months, but I'm actually not sure when we started this podcast. But the progression of that has been really beautiful. And the stage of the fact that I've actually gone and, spoken on a stage and been paid to speak on stage. It's such a gift that so many elements of my life, whether it be leadership, whether it be spirituality, whether it be telling my story, all of it gets to be exactly how it's meant to. And I'm so obsessed with that. And I think when I started becoming more spiritual and trusting my energy in telling me what actually serves me, it changed the game. In every area of life, even when I go into jobs or places with certain people, if the energy's not good, I will not stay. I will make sure that I obviously honor what it is and how long it needs to be there, but I will also move on because I'm like, there is no point of sitting in a place where it doesn't serve you. And trusting my guides are always telling me exactly when to move, pivot, do the thing. And my guides and my spirits are an extension of me. I am the one that's the soul that came down from the earth, that came down to the earth to shake up my existence, to allow myself to be here for the purpose that I'm here for. And that may be for millions of people. It could be for hundreds of people. I don't know. I get to explore the journey of what that looks like and put myself out there and really allow myself to be with whatever that is. And I'm so, so grateful. So if you're thinking about becoming, I wouldn't say becoming spiritual. If you're thinking about tapping into yourself deeper, understanding your spirituality, your ancestry, your guides, what's coming through you, how you can be supported even deeper in your spirituality, then absolutely hit me up, because I do energy healings. And I also teach people how to do light language and light codes and actually take them through an 8-week workshop, which is something that was really beautiful. Some of them brought up, can we do a group one? So you never know, that could be coming soon. I do it individually at this point, but you never know. And the beautiful part of that is I get to share it with people who love it. And that's why it's amazing that there's so many healers and coaches and people out there, because we all have our own gifts and we all have people that resonate with our gifts. And that is a beautiful piece, because they're the right people for you. And to have a really beautiful relationship in that way is so much more special to me than, just doing the thing. And I just could not have believed that this would be my life. Especially, I've had some incredible times in the army, but, coming from a space where I was just not, my soul was not served anymore, to then come out and be like, I get to let my soul be fully served just in the world and see what I can create and be with, which is such a blessing. And my spirits are such a big team that are helping me on this journey. So I'm so, so grateful. And I hope you get that clarity and that ability to tap in and be with them, because then you're never alone either. I'm always talking to them, like in the kitchen, while I'm driving, I'm asking them questions to give me signs, all of these things. And it's really beautiful to just see them dropping in and just seeing life moving in such a glorious way. And on that note, I hope that you get the guidance you need today. If you need anything, always ask. Your guides are there. Spirit, universe, whatever you speak to, is there to support you in anything you need. And some people start with angel numbers and, maybe picking the one thing some people like rainbows, or some people like dragonflies or butterflies. And they say, when I see this, I'd love to, in 24 hours, if I'm meant to do this, I want to see a butterfly. If it's a yes, I'll say a butterfly. If it's a no, I won't. Things like that, where you can have guidance from your spirit team, which is really, really beautiful. And if you want to explore this more, you know where to find me. And if you don't, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. I would love if you love to subscribe to this beautiful podcast. It helps get out into the world. It helps allow me to keep doing this and know that you all love it. Please like and comment below. I would love to see that. And if you haven't already, go and join my membership on Patreon. I'm actually going to be recording a very special episode on there that will be about what I've learned in the year since I've left the military. It's going to be very, very awesome. And they're going to be Q&A sessions. We do lots of different things on that incredible platform. So I would love for you to come and join our beautiful community. It is $5 for the month. Very beautiful, easy investment. And you get lots of extras. So if you want to see behind the scenes, if you want to know what sort of happens and the juicy juice that I don't share on here, then definitely come check it out. Also, I'd love you to share this episode with anyone who you think would absolutely love it. And if you want to join any of my workshops or anything, go to my website, kadisonntag.com. And there's everything on my website. I have events I'm running in Newcastle. I have an online 30-day challenge right now. Starting on the 1st of September. And it is going to be getting you back to you and allowing yourself to be with your self-leadership and actually honor yourself even deeper and trust yourself deeper, which can move you into your spirituality, which is really beautiful. There is a woo element. If you want to sign up for the VIP, you'll actually get a collective message 3 to 5 minutes every day that's going to allow you to tap in even deeper. So that's very, very exciting. So it's $30 for 30 days for the challenge, and you'll get a challenge every day. I'm very excited for that group as well. So any of those things excite you, we'll put them in the show notes below. Like I said, share, like, comment, subscribe. I would love to have you in my community all the time, and ability for you to see the next episode come through so that you can keep watching and being a part of this incredible community. I love you all. I hope you all have the most magical day. Bye.